Okay, problem 5-4B. We're going to do part A to record the inventory transactions for this tennis shop, which is a retailer. So the first transaction on April 4th says that they purchased tennis balls, and the shipping terms are shipping point, meaning the buyer, i.e. DS Tennis, pays for the shipping, and that is recorded from the buyer's point of view. So the shipping terms are 210 net 30, meaning that this Diaz gets a 2% discount if they pay the bill within 10 days. So the first transaction is a debit inventory for $840 and credit accounts payable for $840. Then on the 6th, they assume that the shipping is paid, and that's $40. So when the buyer pays for shipping, that's added to the cost of inventory, and we credit cash. On the 8th, it says they sold merchandise to a member for $11.50. Terms are net 30, so there is no discount. And the merchandise sold had a cost of $790. So first, we record the sale. That's a debit accounts receivable. And we credit revenue. In the second transaction, it's to debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory for $790. Then on the 10th, it says they received credit of $40 from Mark's company for a racket that was returned. So we want to debit accounts payable and credit inventory for the racket that was returned. Then on the 11th, says they purchased tennis shoes from Rupp Sports Company for cash for $420. So there is no discount or accounts payable involved. So we credit cash here. Then on the 13th, it says that they paid the Marks bill in full. Now they pay within 10 days, so they get a 2% discount. We want to debit accounts payable for the net amount that's owed, which is $800. Remembering that they returned $40 worth of inventory here. Then we want to credit inventory for the discount, which is a purchase discount. And that is the $800, which is owed, times 2%, which is 0.02, which is $16. And we want to credit cash for the difference. Okay, which is $784. Then on the 14th, it said they purchased tennis shirts and shorts for $900. Shipping terms are shipping point, and they get a 3% discount if they pay within 10 days. So here I'll just copy this transaction. Then on the 15th, it says they received a cash refund of $50 from Rupp Sports for damaged merchandise that was returned. So, since that was a cash purchase, we want to debit cash credit inventory for $50. Then on the 17th, they say they paid the freight for Haley Sportswear, which is $30. So that is the same as this transaction. I'm going to debit inventory and credit cash. Oops. And this was $30 instead of $40. Then on the 18th, as they said, they sold merchandise to members with no discount, again for $900, and the cost was $540. So again, we have these two transactions. We have accounts receivable and revenue, and then cost of goods and inventory. And that was for $900 for the sale. And $540 for the cost of inventory. Then on the 20th, it says they received $600 in cash from customers in settlement of their accounts. So we're going to debit cash, credit accounts receivable. Then on the 21st, they paid Haley Sportswear in full. So remember, they bought from Haley Sportswear on the 14th and they paid on the 21st, meaning they get the discount. So we have this transaction. The original transaction on the 14th was for $900. And there's a 3% discount. So when you debit accounts payable for $900, you want to apply the discount, which is $900 times 0.03, and the cash is the difference. It's credited for $873. Then on the 27th, it says they granted an allowance of $40 to members for tennis clothing that did not fit properly. So we have this account: sales, returns, and allowances. I'm going to debit that for $40. We want to credit accounts receivable for $40. And the last transaction on the 30th, it says they received cash payments on account from customers for $710. So that's the same as the transaction on the 20th. So we're going to debit cash for $710 and credit accounts receivable for $710. And that's the end of problem 5-4B part A.